We've all been told to love ourselves, to affirm our worth, to whisper, "I am enough." But what if true healing isn't found in loving only our light, but in gently embracing our hidden shadows? Imagine a forest at dawn, mist curling around ancient trees, where each step forward is both a question and an answer. In this quiet, you walk alone, carrying the weight of old memories, cracked masks, distant echoes, pieces of an inner child waiting for tenderness. Let's pause here, together. What if your darkness is not a flaw, but a forgotten garden? With the wisdom of Jung and the softness of spirit, we'll explore your shadow, nurture your wounded parts, and reweave your attachment stories. Reflect now. What is your shadow longing to say? Which memory asks for gentle attention? Inhale, release. Allow space for forgiveness. You are more than your pain. You are a soul in bloom. As you breathe, know that healing is the quiet courage to meet yourself again and again. If this touched something inside you, share in the comments. This is a safe space. Sign up to continue your healing journey, one breath at a time. What if the parts of you hide away are not your weakness, but the key to your deepest freedom? Imagine standing before a broken mirror, each shard reflecting fragments of who you are, your anger, your shame, your silent fears. These pieces are not lost. They live in your shadow, quietly shaping how you love, how you defend, how you retreat. As dusk falls in a quiet forest, light and shadow dance together, reminding us that wholeness is not the absence of darkness, but the gentle acceptance of every hue. Shadow work is the art of turning inward, of meeting those hidden parts with compassion. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." The journey begins when you notice your triggers, moments when an emotion feels too big, when a memory flashes like a broken mask, when an old longing tugs at your heart. Close your eyes. Picture your inner landscape. A memory dimension where floating particles shimmer in deep purple and indigo. What do you see in the shadows? Perhaps an inner child reaching out, or a blooming lotus emerging from the mud. Let yourself linger here. Soft candlelight flickers. Let your breath slow, as if time itself is healing. Gently ask yourself, what emotion have I been avoiding? When did I first feel this way? What does this part of me truly need? Journal your answers without judgment. Imagine embracing your shadow as a wise friend. What would you say to her? Let this be your practice. Remember, wholeness grows where acceptance blooms. If this touches something inside you, share in the comments. This is a safe space. Sign up to continue your healing journey, one breath at a time. Create a cinematic, emotionally immersive, long-form video for the Shadow Bloom Healing channel, focusing on the theme, why self-love isn't enough. The video should blend evocative visuals, gentle yet profound narration, and subtle psychological storytelling to guide modern women through inner healing and self-discovery. Visuals. Begin with a soft, slow motion shot. A woman gently pastes a handwritten "You are enough" note on her mirror. Ambient candlelight flickers, casting luminous shadows across her face. Her reflection reveals tears welling up, hinting at unspoken pain. Their transition to a dreamlike sequence. The woman sits meditating, enveloped in deep purple and indigo light. The glow slowly fades, melting into darkness as she retreats inward. Interweave symbolic imagery. A blooming lotus emerging from shadow. A cracked porcelain mask falling away. Blurred childhood memories flickering like old film reels. Forest at dusk, floating particles, and shifting light leaks. The entire setting feels like an inner world, calm, mysterious, tinged with healing melancholy. Voiceover. I start with a philosophical, soulful question. What if loving yourself is only the beginning? Narrate in a gentle, reflective tone. Share a symbolic, personal story. We paste affirmations onto mirrors, hoping to heal the ache within. But sometimes, the shadow behind our smile still lingers. Offer deep psychological insight, referencing Jungian shadow work, attachment theory, and the wounded inner child. Explain. You can't affirm your way out of trauma. True healing begins by sitting with your pain, softly, patiently, with compassion. Only by embracing every hidden part can you truly bloom. They integrate gentle spirituality. In the quiet darkness, trust that your soul is listening and transformation is already stirring. Reflection prompts on screen and voice. Where do you feel most unseen or unworthy? Let yourself write without judgment. What memories surface when you repeat, I am enough? Gently observe, without trying to change them. What would it feel like to offer your shadow the same love you give your light? Background music. Flowing ambient piano, soft lo-fi textures, subtle synths. Layer with gentle whispers and ethereal female vocals. Maintain a slow, breath-like pacing. Editing style. Cinematic, poetic, with soft overlays and dreamy transitions. Use abstract symbolic visuals, never literal. Move gently between scenes, allowing emotions to settle. Ending. Whispered affirmation. You are worthy of all your feelings. Healing takes time, and you are not alone. Invitation. If this touches something inside you, share in the comments. This is a safe space. Sign up to continue your healing journey, one breath at a time. Overall tone: intimate, introspective, healing, visually poetic and deeply hopeful. When did you first learn to hide your true feelings? Imagine a memory, soft and blurred at the edges, where the world asked you to be quieter, smaller, less of yourself. In the gentle dusk of childhood, hands were sometimes pulled away from what brought you joy. Paintings crumpled, dreams gently folded and hidden. Words echoed. Be quiet, act normal. Each time you silenced your laughter or turned your tears inward, you planted a seed in the shadow, a part of yourself longing to belong. Your shadow was born not from darkness, but from a desperate wish to be loved and accepted. Carl Jung taught us that these hidden aspects are not our flaws, but our deepest truths waiting to be seen. When you felt you had to choose between authenticity and attachment, you buried your wild, beautiful spirit to feel safe. The shadow holds every abandoned hope, every silenced need. But shadow work is not about fixing what is broken. It is the art of gently welcoming home these lost fragments. The inner child who still craves to be heard, the dreams you once dared to dream. Notice in your body where you feel resistance. Breathe into it. What color is that memory? What shape does your longing take? Try this. Close your eyes and recall a moment when you felt unseen. Write a letter to your younger self, promising to listen now, or simply whisper, you are safe, you are enough. Affirm to yourself, I honor every part of me. My shadow is my guide to wholeness. If this touched something inside you, share in the comments. This is a safe space. Sign up to continue your healing journey. Create a cinematic, emotionally immersive long-form video exploring the theme, why shadow work is the most powerful. Visuals. Open with a gentle philosophical question over slow motion footage of a person walking through a dark, misty forest at dusk. Soft overlays of shifting shadows and subtle candlelight glows. Indigo, deep purple, and midnight blue tones dominate. Gradually, light blooms from within the person as they move, casting floating particles and dreamy blur effects. The forest seems to awaken with their inner illumination. Transition to a shattered mirror effect. Fragments reflect abstract images of memories, childhood scenes and emotional metaphors. A blooming lotus in darkness, a cracked mask gently piecing itself back together. Use glitch transitions and soft light leaks for psychological depth. Throughout, blend in symbolic visuals, flickering candle flames, shadowy figures merging with light, blooming flowers in unexpected places, and slow-moving overlays of nature, rain on glass, moonlit water, soft wind through leaves. Total, and these are abstract representations of the mind world, memory dimensions, and inner landscapes. All visuals move at a meditative, deep breathing pace, never cut too quickly. Voiceover. Begin with a gentle but profound hook. Have you ever wondered why you feel drawn to the very parts of yourself you try to hide? Tell a symbolic story of walking through inner darkness, facing shame, and finding the courage to say, I see you. You're safe now. Offer reflection. Shadow work asks you to stop running, to face your pain with presence. This is love that doesn't abandon. Ontrief in Jungian psychology. Concept of the shadow, integration, wholeness, attachment theory, how childhood wounds shape our shadows, and gentle spirituality, healing as a return to inner light. Invite the viewer into guided insights, gently explaining tools for shadow work, inner child healing, and subconscious reprogramming. So prompt self-reflection. 1. Journaling. Which emotions or memories feel too heavy or hidden? What would it mean to sit with them just for a moment? Visualization. Imagine your shadow as a gentle companion. What does it want you to know? 3. Gentle breathwork. With each inhale, invite compassion. With each exhale, release judgment. And with a soothing affirmation and invitation. You are not broken. You are becoming whole. This journey is yours, one breath at a time. Background music, ambient piano, lo-fi textures, soft synths, occasional whispered echoes, and ethereal female vocals. Call to action. If this touches something inside you, share in the comments. This is a safe space. Sign up to continue your healing journey, one breath at a time. Begin with a philosophical hook. Softly pose the question. When was the last time you truly met yourself in the shadows? Not to change, but simply to listen. Overlay visuals of a hand writing slowly in a diary, bathed in candlelight, handwriting gradually appearing. The scene is enveloped in deep indigo and purple hues, with floating particles and soft light leaks, evoking a memory dimension. The camera lingers, never rushing. Every movement is slow, like deep breathing. Transition to a personal, symbolic image. Describe a moment sitting alone, turning the pages of an old journal, feeling both the ache of rejection and the quiet hope of self-discovery. Overlay abstract visuals. Forests at dusk, shifting shadows. A blooming lotus emerging from darkness. A cracked mask dissolving into light. The editing style uses cinematic, glitch, and subtle conspiracy motifs, enhancing a dark psychology atmosphere while remaining calming and reflective. Move into guided insight. Gently explain the process of noticing emotional triggers, referencing Jung's shadow work, attachment theory, and the inner child. Invite viewers to breathe deeply and write their reflections, not to fix, but to meet themselves with kindness and curiosity. Blend gentle spirituality, suggesting that each rejection is an invitation to reconnect with lost parts of the self. Offer 2-3 reflection prompts. What am I feeling right now beneath the surface? Which part of me is longing for acceptance? How can I offer myself gentle understanding in this moment? Whispered echoes and soft female vocals underscore the narration. Layered with ambient piano, lo-fi textures, and soft synths conclude with a gentle affirmation. You are not broken, you are becoming. Each breath, each word brings you closer to healing. End with the CTA. If this touches something inside you, share in the comments. This is a safe space. Sign up to continue your healing journey, one breath at a time. In the soft hush of shadow, a single question lingers. What if your darkness is not your enemy, but the birthplace of your deepest light? As petals bloom unseen in midnight gardens, so too does your soul awaken where it's least expected. Picture a world painted in deep indigo, where the edges of memories blur gently, flickering like candlelight through the trees at dusk. Here, the air carries whispers of stories, of masks we wore to survive, of wounds we hid away. Can you sense the gentle pulse of your inner child, longing for understanding? The quiet ache of attachment, weaving old patterns into your present? Allow yourself to sit within this memory dimension, where slow-motion images of blooming lotuses and floating particles remind you. Healing is not a race, but a return. Tonight, journal. What shadow have you avoided, and what might it teach you? Breathe deeply. What gentle truth wants to emerge? What old story are you ready to rewrite? You are not broken. Your shadow is not wrong. It's where your light is waiting to be born. If this touches something inside you, share in the comments. This is a safe space. Sign up to continue your healing journey, one breath at a time.